There are about 44 million refugees and internally displaced people around the world, and 12 million stateless individuals living in limbo without citizenship rights. This according to Refugees International, which for more than 30 years has advocated for life-saving assistance and protection for displaced people and promoted solutions to displacement crisis. It has helped people from Colombia and Kosovo, South Sudan and Libya, Iraq and Afghanistan. Andrea Lari, the organization's director of programs, says people today need to view refugees from a different perspective.
Well, first of all, thinking that refugees are not a burden, the refugees are not a threat, but the refugees are fleeing not because they want to flee, but because they are forced to do so. So this is the basic line. Second, looking at refugees as a resource, not as a weight, not as a burden, and therefore develop plans, project assistance that includes them since the beginning. People will not feel discriminated against, but will contribute to the good of the community that is hosting them.
Some of Refugees International's board members are also well-known activists like Queen Noor of Jordan and actor Matt Dillon. This year, the group awarded its highest honor, the Mc-Call-Pierpaoli Humanitarian Award, to model, fashion designer and activist Lauren Bush-Lauren. She started Feed Project 5 years ago, whose mission is to create products to feed the world.
As a result, we've been able to give nearly 60 million school meals to kids around the world, and along with vitamin A and micronutrient powder. So for example, I have my Feed 1,000 clutch here, and for every 1,000 clutch sold, we're able to give 1,000 school meals to kids around the world.
Lauren is the niece of former U.S. President George W. Bush and the daughter-in-law of fashion designer Ralph Lauren. She has traveled with UN World Food Program and UNICEF over the past 9 years. She says hunger can strike everybody.
It's about estimated 900 million people are hungry. Even in America, 49 million Americans are sort of food insecure. You know, it's a serious, serious thing, and it's a silent killer. Hunger kills more people than AIDS, malaria, and TB combined.
Congressman Chris Smith and the late Congressman Donald Payne received the group's Congressional Leadership Award for their work on human rights. Congressman Smith said the world must do more to help refugees.
We need to very robustly fund efforts, refugee camps, making sure that the food, the cooking oil, and all the other necessities are there. We need to be working with governments that are perpetrators of crimes to hold them to account, to mitigate, the numbers of refugees, because they are created by evil people. The Milosevics of this world, going back to the Yugoslav war, which drove people out of Croatia, out of Bosnia. And countries like the United States need to do their fair share, which I think we do, but there's always room for improvement.
Matt Dillon was introduced to the Refugees International organization by his friend, late Richard Holbrook. He was also inspired to join the organization by a French woman, a humanitarian, who was helping people around the world.
The reason I got involved with Refugees International was because of a woman who really affected me, who I loved. Her name was Mc-Call-Pierpaoli, who an award is named in her honor here. And she died working for Refugees International, helping relocate Kosovo refugees with their families after the conflict there.
Mc-Call-Pierpaoli was on a mission to assist refugees from Kosovo. She was one of 4 victims who died in a car accident on April 18, 1999. Dillon has produced a documentary called Enduring Struggle to shed light on the struggles of people of South Sudan. He has also been involved in helping refugees from Iraq and Eastern Congo.
What's most moving is I find that the people who have the least are the most generous. And that always touches me. So you see that and it affects you. And so you meet people like this guy right here, who's from the Congo, is my good friend, Jacques Sebasau. And he does amazing work, man. I mean, he does amazing things. So there is hope with people like Jacques who are doing good things.
Refugees International says the biggest refugees crisis areas in the world today are Somalia, which impacts Kenya, Colombia, where 1 out of 10 Colombians is internally displaced, followed by Congo, Syria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan.